Good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter, and I hope you're having a great Sunday. We're back in the sewing room again today, working. I can't, like, it feels like it's been longer than a week since we have met with each other. I know that it's been like a week and a day because technically last weekend we were on live during Saturday, but still feels like it's been like 2 weeks for some odd reason. I don't know why. But anyways, welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great day today. Katie's here. Let's see. Michelle is here. Math Geek is here. Agnes is here. Auntie L is here. Melanie, Diana, Matt C, Jackie, Flicky Chicky is here. Jonathan is here. Good to see you, Jonathan. I just folded up the fabric that you gave me, so thank you so much. I finally put it on comic book boards. How long did that take me to do that? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And Savannah says, hello, love the shirty. And thank you. Bill actually got this one for me. I love this shirt. It's a hair big for me, but that's okay. It works. It's nice, and it's really nice. If I was actually to go to Disney World right now, it's a nice light material that it would actually work. So, Catherine? Forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. It says, hello, Ian and everyone from the UK. Hello. Top of the morning to you. Good afternoon. Flicky Chicky also likes the shirt. Thank you. And yes, I know, Flicky Chicky, I would love to have music on this app, but unfortunately I can't. I have to do that over on the TikTokies. And we're not going to be going live on TikTok today, so it is what it is. Pat is here and says hello. Hope everyone is doing well and enjoying a beautiful day. Jackie also likes my shirt. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Bill did a great job with this shirt. I think he did a great job with it. So we got our wall back, by the way. I put the design wall. The design wall is secret time. The design wall actually gets push pinned up when it's not in use. So it's hanging like one of those dramatic curtains off to the side. If you could see it now, you'd be like, oh, Ian. And I'd be like, I know. So, by the way, thank you to all of the channel supporters who are in the chat. Their names are highlighted in green. You can see that in the chat. And if you're not a channel supporter, that is okay. If you're not a channel member, totally fine. It is totally fine. I just appreciate you being here. And of course, liking, subscribing, and commenting help the channel out and help me grow. So you too are a channel supporter in a different way, and I appreciate you just as much. Let's see. Jojo Browdy says, whoops, I was waiting in another week's live. Oops, gotta pay attention to which one is which. Flicky Cheeky glitter gel pen dance party sometime. Yeah, absolutely, we will do that. We will do that for sure. And what Flicky Chicky is referring to is Taylor Swift's new album is out, if you didn't know. Life of a Showgirl is out, and I very much enjoyed it. It's different. It's different than what I'm used to her, like, more moody and, like, very lyrical, and this was definitely a very tongue-in-cheek album. She's very happily in love. Half the album is a love letter to Travis Kelce, obviously, including Wood. So it's a good album. I enjoy it. I'm just a little, I gotta say, I'm a little bummed, because I'm a little disappointed because, you know, for the past several albums, she's been, giving us some, like, major secrets and then, like, surprising us with a whole nother album and everything. And this one, we get 12 songs. I heard somebody online say, forgive me for holding Taylor Allison Swift to the standard she set. I thought that was funny. I'm like, that's a true story. That is a true story. Jonathan says, tell us about the state fair. Tell us about the state fair. All right. You're right, Flicky Chicky. The state fair, we did get the results from the state fair. I have been scouring social media to try and find all of our quilts, both Becca and mine, and also Sean, the guy who sews. He may be in here. I'm not sure if he is or not. But my bags that I entered, my Biani bag, that was the... oh, by the way, I plugged in my computer, so we should not have a problem today. Everything should be great. It is charging. Everything is great. So let's cross our fingers that it stays that way. I also noticed, I don't know if you can see it. Do you see, like, this red kind of reflection down here? There's like a red shadow. I noticed, I couldn't figure out what that was. And I realized as I'm, like, talking, there's a red knob that my iPhone is being held on, and I realized it's that red knob being reflected in the mirror of the glass, because it's like a 45-degree piece of glass right there in between you and me, and it's catching on that, or the reflection of that is happening. So let's see. Denise, Jonathan, I'll get back to you in 2 seconds. Denise says, come on, Ian, hasn't she been in love with all of her boyfriends until she wasn't? I mean, Denise, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. She definitely has been in love with all of her boyfriends until she wasn't. But they are engaged, so let's hope that this one stays, right? Like, yeah, I'm hoping this one is, she's very happy right now, and I hope it stays that way. Although we'll get some really interesting songs. Anyways, go back to the state fair. The state fair, I didn't get a chance to go actually to the fair, but I scoured social media and I looked, and my Buy Any bag, which is the A Place for Everything bag, took first place in its category. And then that Holland duffel bag from Center Street Quilts, that one placed second in the category. So I got both first and second. I'm really sorry to everyone else in that category. I feel kind of bad, but not really, that I took both first and second. But hey, it is what it is. And I'm very proud of both my first and second ribbons. So there'll be a new blue ribbon that goes up on this wall very soon, along with a red ribbon as well. So super happy about that. Unfortunately, all the rest of my quilts did not get a ribbon. Sean, however, did get a ribbon. He got a second place ribbon in the doll quilt category, so congratulations to him. Beautiful quilt. I love the meaning behind that quilt. If you haven't seen it, go check out his channel. I think he talks about it on his channel. If not, when he's live, make sure to ask him about it. It is a beautiful quilt, and the story behind it is way, way better than, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I meant that, like, the story and, like, sentimental value, I sound horrible. The sentimental value of that quilt goes beyond the ribbon that he won. Does that make sense? I hope I've foot insert in the mouth. Anywho, thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. I didn't mean it like that. Y'all know what I meant. Anyways, and unfortunately, the quilts, I believe, I haven't seen one of the quilts. Becca also entered some quilts. I believe she entered 3 quilts, I think it was. 3 quilts? Pretty sure it was 3. She unfortunately did not win a ribbon. She had one in the doll quilt category. She had one in the traditional block category, I think it was. And then she had one, she had Mufasa in there. And unfortunately, I haven't seen Mufasa close up. I've seen it from a distance, but I haven't seen it close up. So I don't know if there's ribbon on it or not. It looks like there's probably not, but I'm not sure. I don't know for sure. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all your support. Denise says, who, what, when, where, why? Oh, and she retracted it. Okay. She took the message away. All right. So, anywho, I did pretty well. I'm sad it wasn't the quilts. Apparently, there was some tough competition, and I'm going to have to, like, recalibrate my entries into the state fair. I'm kind of used to getting a ribbon, even if it's honorable mention, like when I entered Texas State Fair. So, that sounds very boisterous, and I apologize. I don't mean it that way. But, like, every time I've entered a quilt into the State Fair of Texas, I won a ribbon of some kind, whether it be honorable mention or second. In fact, that ribbon right there, that one right there, that's the second place ribbon from the State Fair of Texas. So I've got to figure out, like, every quilt show and every state fair is different, right? So I'm going to have to figure out, like, what they're looking for. So, anywho. Let's see. Who is crying because Adele is not the Super Bowl halftime act? I don't know. I don't know who's crying about that. I mean, it would be cool to have her as the Super Bowl, but I think Bad Bunny is going to be pretty cool. Not as good as Lady Gaga, though. Lady Gaga takes the cake for the best halftime Super Bowl show ever. Like, my humble opinion only, but I still go back and watch that one all the time. Here we are, 11 minutes into it. We haven't even talked about anything that we're doing today. 'Tis the life of a showgirl. No, just kidding. 'Tis the life of a YouTuber, right? Love the shirt. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the compliments. And you know what? I'm just now realizing I was going to put in a picture of my teleprompter during the when I was editing my video for the monthly recap, and I just realized as I'm sitting here in this chair talking to all of you, I told you I was going to put a picture in, and then I forgot. Doesn't matter. I think I said that. Anyways. Kelly says, we appreciate the conversation. I'm very glad because I like to talk. I like to talk about that. So, Prince was the best. Prince was good, Flicky Cheeky. I definitely think that he was good. So was Michael Jackson. But my number one is always going to be Lady Gaga. So, there you go. All right, what are we doing today? We are starting a new quilt. Shocker, I know. I bought a layer cake. It is a cute little layer cake, but I've already cut it up, so I don't have it anymore. If you're looking for the fabric name, it's down in the description of this video. It is these cute little dressed up animals. It is adorable. I don't even remember what I freaking don't even remember what the freaking name of this fabric line is. But I made sure, I knew someone was going to ask. So it's down in the description of this video. Make sure to go down there if you're interested in it. There is still some fabric of this online. I found some. I actually found some and ordered some so that way I could do the binding with it, make sure that it matches. But I bought a layer cake of it. It is a super cute line. And we're going to be working with that today. I also went on to the Fat Quarter shop. I know, isn't it cute, Shelby? A little cat in a freaking... oh, here it is. I might actually have it right in front of me because Becca, I stole a piece off of Becca's... I mean, look at this. Look how freaking cute that is. This is all I have of this, too. I'm not going to be able to... I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but anywho, this is... well, it doesn't give me the name of the line. Dear Stella Designs, that's all it says. So, anywho, it's down in the description. Go down there, go get it. But it's super cute. Kelly is playing with her embroidery machine with sewing a koala on a fleece jacket. That's cool. Awesome. Love that. So yeah, we're going to be, I found a free pattern. You can use exclamation pattern in the chat to get the free pattern. It's also listed down in the description below, so you can grab it that way. It is a Fat Quarter shop pattern. It's called the Layer Cake Lattice Quilt Pattern. And basically, it is going to make a quilt. Let's see. I'm going to try and not give, even though this is a free pattern, I'm going to try and not give you sizes. Although I'm having difficulty doing that because it's pretty much everywhere. But basically what we're going to be making, it's Costume Party. Thank you, Flicky Cheeky. It's called Costume Party. It's going to make a quilt that looks something like, you're going to see the size measurements. Again, it doesn't really matter because this is a free pattern. However, please do me a favor. Go download the pattern from the Fat Quarters website. It is a free pattern. All you have to do is just download it. But we're going to be making a quilt that looks like that. So it's going to be super simple and super easy. It's not going to be anything too complicated. That page goes there. Putting it in the wrong order. Table topper for that small... Oh, that's a good idea, Cheryl. I like that idea. Might be able to do something like that. Guys, the comments are flying by super fast today, so if I miss your comment, I do apologize. It is nothing personal. Please don't think that I'm ignoring you. I'm just missing your comment because there's a lot going on in the chat today. Y'all are talking off the hook today. I love it, by the way. Y'all keep chatting away. I'm going to keep sewing away. And anywho, we're going to be doing this pattern today. Layer Cake Lattice is the name of it. It's a free pattern from the Fat Quarter shop. And it's really, 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 really simple. I did notice whenever you're cutting apart your layer cake, you do have a little bit of waste. I like it in the fact that I was able to cut my layer cake down and I didn't have to worry about, you know, on those edges with the pinked edges, you're like, well, I don't know where to measure from and I don't know whatever. I like the fact that it gives you, you can cut it so that way you can cut off those edges and not have to worry about it for the most part. So I do like that part about it. But I did notice that there is some waste. I had a little strip on one side, a thicker strip on one side, but it's like less than an inch. So it kind of can't do anything with that. And then I also had leftover like squares like this or rectangles like this. I have a whole stack of them. So I'm going to see if maybe I can somehow turn it into a border or something. I feel like this would be a good way to like make a border. So going to look in to see if I can maybe somehow use those for that. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. Vicky says, hi, Ian. Hello, all you wonderful people. Hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Y'all keep talking in the chat. I'm going to start in on what we're doing today. I'm going to put the first block together. And it, why did I click over there? First, I'm going to put the block together. I love this cup, by the way. I'm going to put the first block together. And then after that, I'm just going to like assembly line sew everything together. So we're going to see how the first block goes together. And then once that block goes together, then I'll just start assembly line sewing everything. So that way we can get all of the blocks put together. Probably not going to get all the blocks finished on live stream today. Just go ahead and prepare yourself for that. And then hopefully during the week, I have a busy week, but hopefully during the week, I will be able to do a little bit of homework and I can put it all together and then we can come back next week and actually assemble the top together. Sound good? Sounds good. Let's do it. How's everybody's week been? What projects have you been working on? Becca has gotten me into Fortnite like something bad, so I've been playing a lot of Fortnite with her. Ian, what thread are you using? I'm using some Aurifil Dove Gray. That is my go-to color, is Dove Gray. Yes, I understand that I'm using black and I'm sewing with gray thread. It don't matter. This quilt is not going to be going into a quilt show. It is going to be a using and loving quilt, so I don't have to. I'm not going to worry about maybe using a thread color that matches, and especially because some of these colors in this quilt fabric are kind of bright. I feel like it'll fit in. Did you get any ribbons from the Virginia State Fair? I did, Catherine. I got 2 ribbons. I got first and second in the quilted bag category, and super happy with that. By the way, what we're doing, I should actually talk about what I'm doing. First of all, what I'm doing is I'm sewing my solid fabric to the left and right of my smaller rectangle, because whenever you look at the instructions, it tells you to cut a larger rectangle and then a smaller rectangle. So what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm taking the smaller rectangle and sewing the solid rectangles onto both the left and right. Where did I get my cup, Vicky? I got it from the Disney World, shopdisney.com or whatever the freaking name of the store is now. You're not too late at all. Halloween projects. Vicky has been working on Halloween projects. Thank you, Sherry, for saying that you like my shirt. Katrina is working on Finding Your Way Home. Excellent. Let's see. Savannah's been working on a Halloween quilt. I really want to work on it right now, but the gremlins need clothing for the week, so laundry it is. It happens. It happens. Auntie L says I'm working on a baby boy quilt. Total half square triangles, but big ones this time. Good for you. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. Vicky says, congratulations on your ribbons. All right, so I have sewn those together. It's super, I mean, it was literally 2 seams. This is what it looks like when I have finished it. So now we're going to actually cut this. The instructions tell us we're going to cut this to prepare it to go onto our larger rectangles. So let me move a few things around so that way I can get to my cutting mat over here. Put that right there. Put that right there. And I'm going to look at my measurements really quick. All right, so we're going to cut the lattice strip set in half. Across the width. So we're going to take our piece here and we're going to cut it in half this way. Catherine is working on an Alaskan quilt. Awesome. Let's see. Jonathan says, I have a few projects started, but I've also been distracted by video games. I mean, it happens. The Fortnite has gotten me recently. MapGeek says, I just have some coffee at the moment. Need to do some tidying of the sewing area next. Joan says, hi, Ian. I am all in the chat. I'm binding the Cotton Cuts Wild West Calamity. Just about finished with it. Hubby will be very happy when it's done. And so will I. Congratulations on your ribbons. Thank you. I appreciate that. Working on daughter's breaks. Oh my, Jeff. Goodness gracious. That sounds like quite the task. I'm glad you are doing that and not me, because you would have to pay somebody to fix what I messed up. Meg says, I will sew vicariously through you and everyone else sewing. We are preparing to move into a house, so I am packing. Congratulations on the house, but sorry that you cannot do any sewing at the moment. That sucks. Guys, I'm so mad. I bought this ruler using a gift card. I had one from like Christmas that I hadn't realized that I hadn't used. And I'm so mad because I put a... as like literally the second time I used it to cut, I slipped with my rotary cutter and it dug a trench into the front side. Hi, Banana Joe. Good to see you. It dug a trench right into it. I'm like, oh, seriously? Working on an applique project, says Zaza. Karen says, hi, I'm working on a guild challenge. Prompt is the Octopus Garden. Spent months trying to find an idea. Found a pattern. A quilt show, it's sized down by 2.5 and now sewing. Awesome, that sounds cool. I like that. I signed up for, if you are going to QuiltCon or if you are a member of the Modern Quilt Guild, don't forget, the sign-ups are open right now for the mini quilt challenge. So if you want to do a mini quilt, or excuse me, the mini quilt swap, if you want to do a mini quilt swap, then head over to the Modern Quilt Guild's website and sign up. I'm trying to talk and think at the same time, and that's not working out so well. But if you're interested in signing up for the mini quilt swap, make sure to go sign up now. All right, so I'm going to put my ruler here, I think. It's not quite exact, but close enough, I think. It's going to be half-ish. It's a little short. Actually, it's not. Never mind. It's not short. I apologize. It's just the perfect size. Let's see. Banana Joe says she'll be lurking as I've got dinner. What are you having for dinner, Banana Joe? What's on the menu de jour tonight? Got my QuiltCon tickets last week, and I'm getting excited. Awesome! That's great. What am I doing? Oh, I'm taking this one. All right, so I have broken apart, not broken, but I've cut apart those pieces. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to try and catch this on the camera up there. You know, someday when I move, I'm going to have a dedicated space that I can have like an overhead camera and I can actually do all the things that I used to do and whatnot. So, hi Ian, what quilts did you win ribbons on? Unfortunately, Jacqueline, I did not win any ribbons on quilts. However, I did win ribbons on my quilted bags that I did, both of my quilted bags. So I'm super excited about that. So we're going to basically put the block back together. I know this isn't the best camera angle, but we're going to put it back together so it forms this plus shape. And I'm just kind of thinking about like, how do I want the other sides? Because I do have a directional fabric that I'm thinking about. So do I want my animals to face like out of the block or in towards the block? And I don't honestly know, to tell you the truth, which way I want it to go. I think I want them to face in towards the block. I finally figured out how to use the alphabet stitches in my machine last night. Hey, that is okay. I've only used mine a few times. I haven't done it very often. It is nice when you do figure it out, but I haven't done it a lot. I haven't even used my embroidery machine all that much either, to tell you the truth. I need to use it more. The problem is I have to lug the embroidery unit out. It's under my bed. And so I have to like take it out, and then I have to pull my machine out and take it over to the dining room table and use it over there. So there's like a lot of prep work and a lot of time, and if I had like a static machine, that would make way more sense, but unfortunately I don't. So it is what it is. Ooh, that sounds really yummy, Banana Joe. I would pronounce it, but I'm not going to. Zaza says, ribbons are ribbons. You made winners. I sure did. I sure did, and I'm super proud of it. I'm super proud of those ribbons, because if I had not honestly, the bags were kind of like a last minute decision. And I was like, well, let's just see what happens, right? I didn't expect ribbons off of the bags. In fact, I honestly expected ribbons off the quilts more than I expected the ribbons with the bags. But a ribbon is a ribbon, and I will take the ribbons. Kelly says, I love my embroidery machine. I use E2E for my by Annie quilting and added names to the bags. That's a great idea. Love the idea of adding names onto the bags using that embroidery. Gluing down, Linda is gluing down binding on a table topper from Hades? Pattern had incorrect cutting instructions, and I have a lot of quarter circle frames, and and it didn't mention cornerstones cutting at all. Thrift shop find. Interesting. Jonathan's asking, whatever happened to Becca's A Place for Everything bag? Well, I think she has sent it off possibly for some assistance. She got a little frustrated with it for a multitude of reasons, and so unfortunately she did not want to finish it, but I believe she is folding in a friend, if you will, and she's going to have it finished by a friend. She didn't want to waste all that fabric that she had already cut and, started sewing on, so she asked for some help, which is perfectly fine to do. Sometimes we just have those projects that just don't want to cooperate. And so she has phoned a friend on that one. She does want to sew the leader of the pack bag, and so I need to get my butt in gear and get working on that one. Because she does want to sew that one. Kelly says she's going to send me an email soon. There you go. I wasn't going to mention you by name, but there you go. Let's see. All right. Let's go back to face camera. So this is what the blocks are going to look like. I mean, it's a super easy block. Maybe I should let's try and get 4. Let's try to get 4 together. So that way you can kind of see what the pattern is going to look like when it comes together. Should I do that? Should I try and put 4 together? I feel like I should. All right, I'm going to put this on the floor for the moment because, the floor is my design wall sometimes. I have a design wall, but it's also up at the moment, so I didn't think I was going to need it, if I'm being completely honest. All right, I'm going to jump a few fabrics, because right now this pile is exactly how it came in the layer cake. So I'm going to jump a couple of fabrics down, and we're going to start sewing the next one. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. This one is what's going to happen is it's going to form a secondary pattern. And that secondary pattern is with that solid fabric. So there will be black squares that show up, kind of similar to what happened in the, oh, not again, in the last quilt. Hey, pay attention. Kind of similar to what happened with the last quilt where we had those black diamonds that showed up as a secondary pattern. It's going to be very similar to that, but it's going to be these black squares this time. Rethread because it got upset with me. Not really. One of you suggested a video by, what is his name? Berdina Jeff, Dr. Berdina Jeff, or whatever his name is. Somebody's going to tell me in the chat in a couple of seconds. I know they are. He showed why the machine does that. And he showed how to, like, if it keeps doing it constantly, he showed you how to open up your machine and fix it. However, mine does it so sporadically that it just is what it is. Jonathan, I don't know. She just gets pissy sometimes. Joyce says that she loves my shirt. Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate that. She also says hello to everybody in the chat. So if you listen to the new Taylor Swift album, what is your favorite song from the album? Mine is Ophelia. Love Ophelia. I like Ophelia. I like Life of a Showgirl and Canceled. I think those are my top 3 songs from the album. And if you go on my Instagram or over to the Sew Off Kilter podcast, there is a short up from our conversation later this month with John from Art East. Make sure to go check that out. We actually talked about Taylor Swift for a moment. So that short went out today, and his podcast episode will be on the 29th of October. I'm hoping to, sometime this week, film. It's going to be a shorter episode. It's not going to be a super long episode, guys, but I'm hoping to film a short episode with Becca, just kind of celebrating our 1-year anniversary with the podcast. So if you want a celebratory kind of podcast episode, that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks. Making sure I get this all lined up as best as I can. It's not going to be perfect, but that is okay. Gonna jump a couple of fabrics down and grab my fabric. Josh says, Ophelia, Life of Showgirl, absolutely romantic. Honestly, the whole album is really good. I do like it. I do like the full album. I think Ophelia is my favorite, though. I don't know why. It's got a good beat. It's got a really good beat to it. I can't wait to see the music video. I've seen people posting it as they go to see it in the theaters. They show that music video, and I've seen it. It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning. Can't wait to see it in person tonight. Not in person, but she'll post it online tonight, I believe. It's either tonight or tomorrow. I can't remember. Pretty sure it's tonight, though. Jonathan says, I haven't moved on from Mayhem. Fair enough, Jonathan. That one is still on heavy repeat for me. If I had to compare the two, if I had to pick a favorite out of those two, Mayhem would win over Taylor Swift, unfortunately. I have really enjoyed Mayhem a lot. I am happy because October 17th, Bob Moses puts out their next album. They have 4 singles out right now from Blink, which is their next album. So can't wait for the full album to come out. Although it's only like 10 tracks, I believe, 10 or 12 tracks. So it's a pretty short album, kind of like Taylor Swift's. It's the only thing I'm disappointed on. I was really hoping for some more songs from our Lord and Savior Taylor I can't say her name correctly. Taylor Allison Swift. I was really hoping for some more songs, but you know, sometimes you are thankful for what you get, and she gave us some great bops on this one. All right, see how quickly these blocks go together? Just so these are little eyes. I don't know if you can see or not, but these have little eyes on them. So, oh my gosh, Jonathan says she's going to be in Barcelona on Halloween. If I had $1 million, I would be there. Abso-freaking-lutely, that would be awesome. That'd be pretty freaking sweet if you ask me. Pretty freaking sweet. Gonna jump a couple of fabrics down just to make things a little interesting. Oh, I hear my vacuum going. I was like, what's that noise? Oh, it's my robot vacuum. She's doing her thing. She's cleaning up. Brenda says, afternoon all. Good afternoon, Brenda. Hope you're having a great day today. I just picked up, Love Loathingly says, I just picked up the AFI's new album. Haven't had a moment to listen to it, though. AFI. Why can I not place AFI? I don't remember. Somebody's going to tell me in the chat in a moment what AFI stands for. I just cannot place the acronym at the moment. Does your robot have a name? We talked about this before, Bananjo. No, she doesn't have a name. Becca named her Rosie, but I haven't named it. So true. You can't always get what you want. Like I said, it's still funny to me that somebody was getting bashed in the comments for wanting the second surprise album drop. And everybody started hating on them, and they were just like, look, forgive me for holding Taylor to the standard she set. AFI is a punk rock. Okay, all right, got it. I was like, that name sounds so familiar. She needs googly eyes too. She does. She does need googly eyes. Denise, she's going to appear on Jimmy Fallon tonight, Monday, October 6th. That is true. She's been on, she was on, oh, what's his name? Oh, shoot, I love him. Graham Norton. She was on the Graham Norton show over the weekend. So I did watch that interview. And then she's on several of the late night talk shows. Isn't she going to be on Seth Meyers too? Is it Seth Meyers? I feel like it is. She's doing her media blitz that, you know, every artist does. So, color rose, Rosa, which means rose in Italian. There you go, Banana Joe. I like that. Rose is a good name. Because she makes everything as good smelling as I don't know. Not really. Her tanks get pretty gross. She mops as well, and her dirty water tank gets pretty dirty. pretty nasty, to be completely honest. I know, Flicky Chicky. I know she said it was 12 songs, no more. I know that. It just, you know, she sets us up with Tortured Poet Society, with a sudden album drop at 2, 3 a.m., with a whole nother freaking album, 2 albums in one, you know. Leo is here. He says, I would call mine Florence from the Jeffersons. There you go. That's a good name. Mine is named after my cat because it's black and full of cat hair. That's funny, Jonathan. That is funny. Oops, this one didn't press very well, so let's go back and press it again. I just saw my camera flash a little bit. I think I have accidentally re-enabled a setting that should not be enabled. Let me turn that off really quick. Let's turn that off. There we go. That's better. Let's make it not so moody. It is Halloween decorated, but, you know, maybe we shouldn't make it so moody. Zaza says I might get a new one now. I couldn't get one when I had the hounds, and they would have killed it. Yeah, some pups just can't leave well enough alone, can they? I did go to the Renaissance Festival last Sunday. Had a great time, enjoyed it a lot. It was very similar to the Scarborough Fair that I would attend when I lived in Dallas-Fort Worth. Really enjoyed hanging out with my friends and getting to experience another Ren Fair. First one in many years, or a few years. Not many years, but a few years. So we'll be going back again next year, but probably a little bit later in October when it's just a hair cooler. Ian, did you make your shirt? No, I did not. I got it from Bill. He actually sent me this shirt, so... He knows how much I love Halloween and Disney, so he felt like this was quite the appropriate shirt to give to me, and I could not agree more. Wow, you are just not doing what I want you to do. And I just realized I had this camera up the whole time I was sewing. Sorry, guys. Totally forgot to switch cameras. My bad. My bad on that. You didn't miss much. This is a really easy, quick sew. I feel like you could honestly get this quilt top done in a day easily. Joe says, I named mine Dora the Explorer. Never knew what she finds. That's funny. There's this one. So when you put these together, let's see if I can hold these up. You see your secondary pattern starting to form in the center there. So we get these squares that start to form. We're going to do one more. Joe, I thought you named yours Dora because you just never know where she's going to go. She always goes on an adventure. Have y'all seen the videos of those Roombas and robot vacuums that somehow escape their homes and end up on sidewalks and yards and all sorts of different things? Love Loathingly says, I wanted to go to the Maryland Ren Fair too, but it was sold out for the year. See, that's not something I'm used to, Love Loathingly. I'm not used to the Ren Fair selling out because the Texas Renaissance Festival, you can go to the gate and buy tickets at the gate. The Scarborough Fair, you can go and get tickets at the gate. It's kind of interesting to me that Maryland is so popular that they have to actually, like, they sell out days. I've never seen that before. So now that I learned my lesson last year when it sold out. So I know what I can pay attention for future. Math Geek, also known as Shelby, says those escape videos are hilarious. They are. They really are. Banana Joe says, I don't have one. I have too much clutter, but my daughter called hers coffee. Why did she call hers coffee? I'm curious. But yeah, it's really funny when they take a stroll and start walking away. All right, I'm gonna go for a pink one this time. I think I'm gonna go down in the stack and grab a pink one. Let's see, I hear my robot vacuum coming back to its base. And in just a moment, you won't be able to hear it, but I'll hear it. It empties its own little vacuum. So I'll hear it in a second. Empty the vacuum. You know what? I should probably check that bag pretty soon now that I'm thinking about it. I haven't changed it in a while. Zaza says, how on earth do they get out? I can understand the lawnmowers, but not the hoovers. Because remember, over in the UK, vacuums are not called vacuums, they're called hoovers. Yeah, I don't know. An open door, obviously, somewhere, an open door. I know somebody, like, the kids left the garage door open, the door to the garage open, or excuse me, the garage. The garage. Did I say that right, Zaza? They left the garage door open, and the garage itself was also open, and so the robot just, like, zoomed away. Our Renaissance Fair is next weekend. The weather should be perfect. Auntie L, that's amazing. I love... honestly, it wasn't bad weather. I'm used to the Texas heat, where it's still 90 degrees in September, October, so it was kind of nice to be dealing with 80s instead of 90s. It was still warm. I was still sweating in my costume. Yes, I did dress up. If you didn't watch my recap video, make sure to go back and watch that and see how I decided to dress. Was it period accurate abso-freaking-la? No, it was not. It was not accurate correct. However, I wasn't a normie. I didn't look normal. I was actually dressed up, so... Zaza's I think she's applauding me saying garage instead of garage. Go out to the garage. Ours can get out an open door, but not over the pet door step, says Flicky Chicky. Roseanne says, the grocery store I worked at has a large robot called Marty, and there was a video of it getting out into the parking lot. Oh no. Oops. Oopsies. Did everybody in the store laugh at it? I gotta tell y'all a story here in a second. I've got to tell y'all a funny story here in a second. Let me grab the other pink. Oops, I flipped my fabrics. But that's okay. All of these fabrics are going to get mixed up anyways. We're not going to have them in any order when I actually put this whole quilt together. I'm going to, randomize as best as I can. So it doesn't really matter what order I'm working on them at the moment. But, okay, so funny story time. Y'all know that I worked in the science museum industry for just over 19 years. I've spent a long time in science museums. I've talked about that here on the channel before and other places. We had an exhibit that was, I don't want to name names and stuff like that, but it was an exhibit where they had animals that they had preserved. I'm trying to think of all the alternative words that I can use. They had the animals that have been preserved so that way you could see like their vascular system, their muscular system, their like, you know, all the things. Very cool exhibit, really neat exhibit. And there was this one exhibit and it had a horse's head that had been cut into 3 pieces. So it was the right side of the head, the left side of the head, and then the center section. And there was security video. I saw the video of it. It was so funny. Like the 2 exhibits people were walking the yeah, similar to taxidermy. It's very similar to taxidermy. It's not exactly taxidermy, but very similar to it. And our exhibit staff was they would do a walkthrough of the exhibit every day just to make sure everything was, you know, working well, was looking correct, all that kind of stuff. One of the exhibits people looked over at this horse's head and they're like, something looks weird on it. And they both came over to it and they were looking at it and they're like, something looks weird. I don't know why this looks weird. And out of nowhere, I think it was the center slice fell and like made a huge thud. And one of the exhibits, she jumped like 20 feet backwards. It was hilarious. She jumped backwards in fright. The other one just like disappears down on the floor because she's laughing so hard. I don't know how the timing could have been any more perfect. It was so funny. Like they had a great laugh. Everybody who saw the video had a great laugh. Like it was really, really funny. So. Oh, Flicky Chicky. Oh my gosh. Flicky Chicky says, it was a horse. There was no brain to be found. Oh my gosh. They're super smart and funny. But yeah, it's just the whole timing of it, right? Like it could have fallen in the middle of the night when no one was there, but somehow like waited until the moment they're standing in front of it and just falls. It's true, Roseanne. Some kids love that type of stuff. Others, and I saw that in that exhibit. There were some kids who were really freaked out by that type of stuff, and there were other kids that absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Did it spit? No, it did not. It did not spit. Let's see who Carrie, I think that is. Carrie just activated the pattern in the chat, so if you are looking for the pattern that I'm using, you can go ahead and use that exclamation, or, well, at the moment you can't, but, because it's cooling down, it has a 90-second cooldown period, so that way if 5 people enter exclamation pattern, it only puts it in the chat once instead of 5 times, so it doesn't spam up the chat. But if you are looking for the pattern, it is in the chat and also in the video description down below, so check that out. It is a free pattern from Fat Quarter Shop. So if you are interested in doing it, head over into the chat or into the description box. That's what I'm trying to think of. Shirley says, hi Ian, I have a machine question, please, when you have the time. I'm wondering if you are using a noise absorbing mat, or is it naturally that quiet when in use? Thank you for your time. I am currently using it with I have one. I literally have one. Mary gave me, oops, sorry, hit the mic, I think. I have one. Mary actually gave me this one. So I do have a noise absorbing mat. It's kind of like a yoga mat. If you've never seen one of these before. It is kind of like a yoga mat, and kind of that same material, and helps dampen the sound a little bit. My machine is naturally that quiet. It is not mechanical like my Juki. My Juki is completely mechanical, so that one makes a lot of noise because it has all the gears, all the things. This one is not mechanical, so it has plastic gears, it has plastic parts into it, which makes it more quiet. But they can also wear out more easily. My foot it has a setting in there for hovering. So anytime I release the pressure on the foot pedal, it automatically goes up when it's done sewing. That actually ate away at the gear system, and it, like, if you saw all the teeth, like let's say that the teeth were over here, it actually ate into the teeth and gave like this curve. And I had to go take my machine in to get it fixed. Thankfully, it was a free repair. Bernina knows about that issue, and so they repaired it for free. They used a higher grade plastic on it. So that's what makes my machine quiet, is those plastic gears. There's pros and there's cons to that. It is what it is. I love my machine, and I do love how quiet it is. Bonnie says, I used to put the app you put on earlier, and it got mine already. Thank you. Love the material of your shirt. Thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, well, Bonnie, hers is loud because it is a mechanical machine, so it does have those metal parts in it. So that's kind of the difference between the machines, right? It's the mechanical versus the plastic. And when you hear plastic, you might be like, oh, I would never have a machine that has plastic, parts in it. A lot of your computerized machines have plastic parts. It's not a straight, one-to-one system where you have your gears, metal gears and such. But it's kind of a personal preference. Some people can't stand having a computerized machine. I honestly love it for the most part. Some days it gives me annoyance, but I feel like that's every machine will have something to annoy you with, right? Just is. That is true, Flicky Chicky. Flicky Chicky says that the Juki TL line is loud, but they are super solid and run for ages. That is true. Although we know how fast and how much Tiffany sews, and she's literally broken her machine because she's sewn on it so much. So, Zaza says, I like the clear Jukis at the quilt shows so you can see the gear, the gubbins. Never heard that word before. The gubbins inside and exactly how the machines work. It is pretty cool, isn't it? It is pretty cool. I don't hate my FAF, but I use my Juki more. I love both of my machines and my featherweight. I love using my featherweight. I don't use it enough. I need to use it more. I need to get another Vintage Sunday on the schedule at some point. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to I'm going to clip these together. I'm not actually going to sew this together because I don't know if this is how I want it sewn. So we're going to just kind of pretend a little bit. We're going to pretend that this is sewn together, and I'm going to show you the kind of look that it makes. That is so true, Flicky Chicky. She says the average user won't use their machine as much as Tiffany does in a year. That is 100% true. She is an extreme case. Like, you got to remember that. She is an extreme sewer and uses her machine way more than just about anybody ever will. Like I said, I'm just gonna pin this together. If I was smart, I would have pulled down the design wall, but I didn't think about that. So here's where we are. Also this week, I finished watching The Gilded Age. So if you are a Gilded Age watcher, I finally finished season, what was that, 3? 2? 3, I think it was. Good season, but I felt like it was like full and not full at the same time. Like I felt like we covered a lot of ground and didn't cover a lot of ground at the same time. I don't know how that's possible, but it's what it felt like. Karen says, my machine maintenance guy says that for heavy users to do maintenance every million stitches or 1 year, whichever comes first. I typically get my maintenance done once a year. I'll take it in for a maintenance once a year just to make sure that everything runs smoothly and well and I don't have to worry about it, falling apart on me. But I feel like I do probably sew a little more than average because I am a YouTuber, so probably sew a hair more than most. Jaja Brownie says, I caught one of her lives the other night when doing binding. I was in shock. It takes me a week to do binding, and she did 3 quilts, I think. Yeah, she's kind of insane. She's kind of insane with how quickly she can get it all done. She is a super sewer, and we all just... again, somebody said it a while ago, and it's so true. Like, me and Becca, if all 3 of us were working on the same project, by the time me and Becca sat down to work on the project, she would have 5 of them done. The long arm shop, Jonathan says the long arm at the shop is loud AF, and sometimes I turn it on to annoy customers. Oh my gosh. Becca pointed this out to me. I didn't understand why a lot of times you will see long armors on social media that they're wearing like noise canceling headphones. I didn't realize why until I started using Becca's. All right, this is not perfectly pieced because obviously I haven't sewn it together, but this is what you're gonna see when you put all of them together. You're gonna see that secondary pattern start to form in the center. So we're just gonna have a whole bunch. It's basically just gonna be a whole bunch of pluses with that secondary black box kind of showing up in between. So that's what it's gonna look like. Raven says I think this pattern might be what I need to get my Sojo back. Awesome. I hope it does bring it back for you. So anywho, there are 4 blocks done. Let's keep going. We've got another hour to go, so let's see if I can get another at least 4 blocks done. Maybe, actually, I may not finish any more blocks. I wanted to put 4 blocks together so that way you could see the like negative space that forms with it. So what may happen is I may just start doing the assembly line sewing on it. Long arms can be loud. I can't really use my long arm when I'm on a Zoom call with friends. So true. Hi, Deborah. How are you? Just says, good afternoon, everyone. Good to see everyone. Love you lots. Oh, I ran out of water. Jonathan says, I'm told I had a little door that covered the bobbin case on the sew head that made it a lot quieter, but it kept breaking, and so they got tired of replacing it. Denise says, I wonder what it would look like if the middle square of the cross was also black. I wonder what it would look like if the middle square... like that long middle strip, if it was black, it would end up being like just the squares on either side, I feel like. Ian, you could you put a flip and stitch on the corner of the black to get a third? Oh, absolutely, Banana Joe. Yeah, you could absolutely put a flip and stitch on that third corner. 100% you could do that. you get a diamond, because 4 of those coming together would form a diamond shape. So yeah, you could do that. Thank you, Esmeralda. Appreciate that. Come here. Gonna move it where it's a little more comfortable. Yeah, so John from Art East Quilt Company will be on our podcast on the 29th. It was a great interview. It's a little bit of a longer one. He was so much fun. We just didn't even keep track of the time, so it went by really, really quick. So that will be October 29th. And then next week, we should have an episode that comes out with Becca and I talking about what it's like doing the podcast and kind of a little behind the scenes. Going to try and give some statistics on the podcast, where it's listened to, how many downloads it has, those fun analytics of the podcast. So be on the lookout for that. You have my permission to get more water. I appreciate that, Esmeralda. Love Loathingly, I haven't tried lined yet for my long arm, but I got loop earplugs. Oh, I see. Okay. For the plane, and it really helps lessen the noise, but still letting me hear. See, that's the thing, Love Loathingly, that I want to be able to still hear the machine. So if I hear, because you can hear when thread breaks, you can hear when you're getting low on bobbin, you can hear a lot of things. And so I don't often wear the noise canceling stuff, because I want to be able to hear it if the thread breaks, so that way I can go back and stop it. Or, if I hear that I'm getting low on bobbin, I can take care of it or whatever, So I don't always want to cancel out that noise. Ooh, awesome. Deborah says, woohoo, boss just called and asked what I wanted from Taco Bell. I scored a bite for lunch. Deborah, I will take a Mexican pizza, please. Thanks. Appreciate it. Love me a Mexican pizza. I think I might take you up after this one on getting some more water. We might just take a slight momentary break while I grab a little bit of... That's the only thing I don't like about this cup, is it's not as big as the normal ones you see me having on the broadcast. So I go through water very quickly. So I may pop up here in a second and grab some more. Did my thread break? My thread broke. Interesting. Gotta get my thread back out. I probably need to do a little bit of lint control, because it is a little outrageous at the moment. Bio break for the intake. Yep. Willow Creek Stitch Co. says, I love this pattern. I made it several times, especially for gifts. This is a perfect one for gifts, because it goes together so quickly. Like I said earlier, I think you could absolutely get this done in, or at least the quilt top. I could see you absolutely getting the quilt top done in a day. If you woke up early and started, you know, early in the day, I could even see you getting it quilted too. You could, if you were overzealous, I could easily see you getting this done in one day from start to end. But I do, here on YouTube, I do chat, I do talk, I do, you know, a lot of different things. So I'm not going to be able to get the top finished today, but we'll finish it next time for sure. Let me go grab some more water. We're also going to go to a commercial break while I do that. So I'm going to go grab water. I'm going to send a quick commercial to some of you, and then we'll be back in just a moment. So see you shortly. All right, I actually don't think it sent y'all to a commercial because my button said nope. But it is what it is. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you got your water. Hope you took your bio break. Hope you did all the things. Oh my, Banana Joe says, I ruined my ears because of the dishwasher in the restaurant when doing dishes, as it was an industrial and loud. A lot of people in the entertainment world, like theater technicians and concert technicians and a lot of those kind of jobs, end up having some issues with their hearing because they're exposed to a lot of loud noises and a lot of, you know, a lot of loud noises and in a loud environment, and so they tend to have hearing loss because of it. And a lot of them are not smart when they're younger and protect their hearing because they think they're invincible, or, you know, they feel like they don't need it. I am guilty of that as well. I have been to clubs and such, and, you know, had my eardrums blasted by the music, and then you can't hear for a good, you know, few hours after leaving. So I'm guilty of it too. I don't want to sound like I'm above any of that, because I definitely did that. But I know now how important it is. So thoughts on the new honeybee quilting setup for a domestic home use? I don't know surely what that is, to be honest. Not 100% sure what it is, or I would have to do some research into that, unfortunately. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to answer your question at the moment, at least. But maybe that's the best part about our community. Maybe somebody here in chat might be able to expand on that. Esmeralda says she loves the Halloween screen. Thank you so much. I love it too. It's pretty fun. I love the intro. I love the intro, and I love the little touches that I have here on YouTube right now. They're pretty fun. And yes, there will be more, be prepared because there will be more in the future. I used to work. Oh, wow. Karen says, I used to work with Donna Summer's drummer, and he had lost most of his hearing. That is sad but true. I mean, I don't know about him specifically, but like, you know, the performers too. They tend to not have their full hearing anymore, unfortunately. Bobby says, I used to work in a mainframe computer room and it ruined my hearing. That I can understand because that is hundreds, if not thousands, of fans running 24/7. Sorry to hear that you have lost your hearing because of that. New product from Grace, similar to the Cutie Breeze. I will have to check that out after the live stream. Oh no, Melissa says I was going to put a quilt on the long arm. Alas, a Windows update strikes again. Oh my gosh, it feels like they're putting out a new update every other day. Paula says, I blame my hearing loss on the Bach-Turner Overdrive and Aerosmith. Yes, I'm that old. Oh my goodness. You're not old. Oh, this one is not wanting to lay nicely. Look how quickly this is going. Like if I'm just focusing on the assembly line sewing, it goes really quickly. Shirley says, Windows raises my blood pressure. Same here. That is why I'm a Mac person. Give me a Mac any day. Oh, I forgot also this weekend, or not this weekend, but this week, we lost the wonderful Dame Patricia, also known as Hyacinth Bouquet. I grew up watching Keeping Up Appearances because it was on our local PBS station every Sunday night. Loved Keeping Up Appearances, and if I could stream it up here, I would. There doesn't seem to be a local station up here that does have it playing. And you have to buy it off of any of the streaming platforms or pay for BritBox or whatever. So I don't have access to it right now, but I absolutely loved Keeping Up Appearances. Deb says, I had chronic ear infections when I was young and now wear a hearing aid. Lost most of my hearing in my right ear. I too worked in a kitchen and had a very loud exhaust fan above the dishwasher. Somebody just messaged me on Facebook. Zaza says, Keeping Up Appearances was funny. It really, really was. I went to England to visit my friends years ago, and I talked about being very fond of Keeping Up Appearances because I talked about how they would play Britcoms Sunday nights. And that was my go-to on Sunday nights. And they were like, oh, what British comedies would they play? And I'd be like, oh, Keeping Up Appearances, Have You Been Served? And they're like, oh my gosh, that's so old. And I'm like, I know, but they're hilarious. They may be old, but they're still good. Katie says, I have the box set I need to rewatch. Oh, Katie. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I don't even have a DVD player. So, like, even if because at one point I thought about buying the box set like you're talking about. But I don't even have a DVD player to play them on right now. Richard! I saw it was an AI generated cartoon photo, but it had Richard in heaven because he was, he passed away first. It had him sitting on the couch with a newspaper, and up at the top it said, Richard! And he has this like exasperated look on his face, and I'm like, oh, if that's not the truth, I don't know what is. Although I'm sure when they see each other again, he will be very happy to see her. I think that cast, I don't know for sure. I've only seen a few behind the scenes. I actually saw a blooper. I've never seen any bloopers from that show, but there was one on TikTok. It was Hyacinth and Elizabeth, and Hyacinth was trying to talk on the phone, or they were at the phone, and I don't remember if she was actually on the phone or not, but she flubbed her lines, and they both giggled hysterically, so. Def Diablo says, I'm just joining. I saw the pattern. What size are you making? I don't know, to be honest, because so this one has several, by the way, it has several sizes in the pattern. You can make a, what size? I don't know which size is what. Oh, crib. You can make a crib. You can make a lap quilt. You can make a twin, and you can make a queen. If you're gonna do twin or above, it needs 2 layer cakes, and I only have 1. So I don't know. I'm not gonna make the crib size because that only needs 20 of the squares, and I need it to be bigger than that. So I think I'm just gonna put it together and just like whatever happens, happens. So I don't know what size I'm gonna end up with. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be, you know? Banana Joe says she still has her VHS and DVDs. Hello, Stephanie. So I know that wasn't a great answer to your question, but to be honest, I just don't know what size I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make it. I'm just gonna start putting squares together, and when it ends, it ends. Elizabeth Tinswin was great too. She was John Inman's cousin, from what I understand. He was on Are You Being Served? Which character did he play on Are You Being Served? Those were my Sunday night jams, guys. Like, I would watch every night, every Sunday night, America's Funniest Videos, rest of the evening's programs, the news, then immediately switch over to PBS for Keeping Up Appearances and Are You Being Served? That was the way. Linda, welcome! Not yet. We still got another 30 minutes or so, Linda. My grandkids came and we worked on Funky Friends. Awesome. Sounds like a productive day for you, Linda. Yeah, I'll be here for about another 30 minutes-ish. I love this. This is such a cute little... Can you see? Oh, let's go to this camera. It's a cute little kitty. Cute little kitty and a ring of candy. Def Diablo says, I made their Jelly Roll Ripples quilt using rainbow Cafe facet Jelly Roll and a black for the background. Ooh, that sounds fun. Katie, that's who I thought it was, Mr. Humphreys. Okay, so Mr. Humphreys was related to somebody on Keeping Up Appearances? How did I not know this? Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that. She also says it was Mr. Humphreys. I thought that's who that was, but I wasn't 100% sure. Does her albums usually have more than 12 songs? Well, if you're talking about Taylor Swift. Yes, well... Yes. Typically, they have more songs. She did do a rather dramatic second album drop on Tortured Poets Society. And so we got basically like 2 albums in one night. So it is a little bit of a surprise that she would only do 12 songs, but that's what it is. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Elizabeth played the neighbor. Bless her heart. She passed away, didn't she? Shelby says the witch hat cats are very cute. I really enjoy the fabrics from Dear Stella. Aren't they adorable? I love this line. I saw this layer cake at the Scrappy Apple, and I was like, I've got it. It was the last one, and I was like, I can't let this one pass. I have to do something with it. So, can you show the one you just sent, please, and thank you. I'm so sorry, Esmeralda. Can you retype that question in for me? Can you show the one you just sent? Send, please, thank you. Are you talking about the fabric? Are you talking about the block? I'm not sure which one you're talking about, so... Oh, Josephine, okay, gotcha. Elizabeth Neighbor, got it. That's hilarious. I honestly had no idea that Mr. Humphreys and Elizabeth were related. That's really funny. Elizabeth was hilarious on Keeping Up Appearances. Oh my gosh. I don't know how she was able to keep a straight face with some of the things that Hyacinth Patricia did. Like, I would have peed my pants. Thank you, Linda. Linda, do you have this on like 2 times speed? It feels like you're hitting some of the points we talked about earlier in the episode. And she's like got it on 2 speeds so she can get caught up. Yeah, Shelby, I'm with you. I had no idea that they were related. That's pretty funny. I mean, honestly, it makes their family obviously has some. They have the comedy gene for sure because they were both amazing at both physical comedy and comedy in general. Okay, Linda definitely has this on fast forward. Keep in mind, Showgirl was recorded during the Eras tour. 12 is a lot then. I mean, okay, fair. Fair, Flicky Chicky. Kind of hard to record an album while you're in the middle of a freaking world tour that is 3 hours long. Good point. Tucci. Tucci Tucci. Or in normal people speak, you're probably like, what the hell is Tucci? It is touche. You sewed, block, you sewed before this one, dark block. Okay, yeah, hold on 2 seconds. I'll bring that one up to the camera so you can see it. Remember that y'all are about 30 seconds behind where I'm at. So, you know, where I'm at could be completely different than what y'all just saw. So, but I think I know which one you're talking about. Give me just a second and I can pull that up so that way you can see it. I think you're talking about this block, which has these, I'm going to get this as close as I can. That's about as close as I can get it. So it's got little itty bitty stars on it. They're tiny, tiny, tiny little stars. Is that the one you were talking about? Susan says, been sewing a Christmas quilt, sleigh bells. Awesome. Uh-oh, Linda's crying. I don't know why Linda's time traveling in. Whee! Tammy says, Ian, what thread weight and weight do you use when quilting your quilts? Quilting my quilts, we use Glide, because remember a lot of times I'm going over to Becca's, because, you know, she has a long arm and she lets me play with it. So a lot of times we're using the Glide 40 weight, I believe. I believe that's what it is, Tammy. Yeah, Linda, why are you crying? That could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. She could be cry laughing so hard at something I said, or she could be crying actual tears of sadness. I don't know. That's one of the things that you need, like the voice inflection to know. You could be like, oh, I'm crying, ah, or you could be like, I'm crying. You know, those like nonverbal cues. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I'm so confused right now because Linda is answering questions in the present, but also making comments about the past. So, like, does she have one live stream up right now that is currently live, but also have the live stream replay happening at this? I'm so confused by this. Like, I'm so confused. What is happening right now? Does she have a time turner? Is that what's happening? Linda says, my grandgirls came early today and went home early today. I'm catching the live. Okay. Well, that comment feels like it came from, like, way at the beginning when she just got... I am so confused. That makes it even more confusing for me now. I'm so confused. She's a time traveler. That's the only... She's got a TARDIS and she's time traveling. That's the only plausible explanation at this moment. Guys, for an FYI, I did starch, or best press, the black solid fabric that I'm using. I did not I did not starch the best press the layer cake because it is some of the pieces needed the full 10 inches. I didn't want to shrink my fabric down, and so I went ahead and left it unstarched. But it is working out fine. It doesn't, you typically don't have a problem when one is starched and one is not. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Susan says she loves my shirt. I gotta tell Bill how much everybody loved this shirt. Joyce says, I think she's in a time warp. Let's do the time warp again. It's just a jump to the left. And then a step to the right. So size does matter. I mean, in this instance, Jonathan, it does. Size definitely matters in this case. I have hit an issue, especially that Disney quilt, that Mickey Mouse head silhouette that I did. I ran into some big issues by starching my layer cake. If the pattern says you need all 10 inches of the layer cake, don't add any moisture, because you will get yourself in trouble. Oh man, come on. This is another fun pattern that is in this fabric collection. Oh, I had it on that camera the whole time, my bad. Look how fun that is. I love this one, it's super cute. I love the book behind you, it's so cute. Sandy, it is an adorable book. She's referencing that one right there. Love that one. It is The Ghost, what is it? What is the official name? I think it's The Ghost That Was a Quilt. The Little Ghost Who Was a Quilt. It is an adorable one, and anytime I give a quilt away to a kid, a lot of times I will include that book with it because it is adorable. There is now a winter version of the book, and by winter version I mean a winter story, which I have not read yet. The book is available, and I need to read it, but it's got, like, there's Christmas lights up, and it's a whole holiday theme. Oh, thank you. Banana Joe says, it's quirky and fun like you. Ian, the shirt, I mean. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. It is a fun shirt. It is a fun shirt, and I like it a lot. Bobby says that she uses starch when she finishes, and I've seen a couple other comments from a few other people who say that they don't use any moisture, like Love Loathingly. She does not add any moisture into her quilt projects. This is a fun fabric line. I really wouldn't... It's interesting how pink has kind of crept into the Halloween colors. I really didn't see pink all that often, but as the past few seasons have gone on, they have popped up. Pink has popped up as a Halloween-ish color. So I think it's pretty fun. I'm Not even. I can't deal with y'all. For those watching the replay and may not know what's going on, the chat is going feral, and I'm being good. I'm just being good and sitting here doing some sewing. Linda says that she's in between projects. I just finished a cute little throw quilt with prairie points, getting ready to start Halloween quilt for my grandson. You'll have to post it in my Facebook group, Linda. Sandra says, I like the addition of the Halloween pink. Great unexpected pop of color with traditional colors. That is very true. It is kind of one of those unexpected colors that just crept its way in. And I am here for it. Roseanne says a quilt shop I deal with has a book included with a quilt kit. Oh, that's awesome! I love that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people recreate the little quilt who was a ghost. They have a whole little thing that you can do. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people make the little ghost who was a quilt, and I think that's a great idea. I love that idea. I love adding pink to Christmas. Maybe I just love pink. That's entirely true. Bobby says I'm working on the carnival quilt with Halloween prints too. Awesome. Is that the carnival quilt from the Puzzle Mystery Quilt? We're getting dangerously close to finishing we're getting the month 10 soon of Flyway. Can't wait to see the reveal for that one. I have not received the instructions for Clue 10. They asked me if I have solved it yet, and honestly, I just haven't had time. There's been so much other things going on that I don't know that I'm going to have the chance to sit down and actually try to solve it. I've quickly glanced and made a few attempts, but I just haven't been able to figure it out. Excuse me, with everything else going on. So I don't think I'm going to be able to guess it this time. I don't even think I'm going to have a guess ready for the reveal, which is fine. It happens. So probably just, when the instructions come in, I'll sew it all together and get it ready for the reveal. I hate that I won't have a guess, but I just don't have the time. I know, Clue 9 just came out. Def Diablo says, I wish they would add more of the slime green or blood red into Halloween fabric collections. It just, what's funny is they want it all to be cutesy. It feels like a lot of the fabric manufacturers just want it to be cutesy, and they don't want to go with the super traditional Halloween colors. So I don't know. There are still, don't get me wrong, there are some fabric lines that do use that, but it's few and far between. Oh, the carnival. Oh, okay, got you, Bobby. She was talking about the carnival quilt from last time that I worked on. Sorry, I thought you meant the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Gotcha. I forgot that pattern is also called carnival as well. That was a fun pattern. It is ready for the long arm, so at some point I'll have to get it up over to Becca's and get it on her long arm. Susan says, I still need to get my Wild West quilt top quilted. Savannah says, I did 2 colorways for Flyaway and what to try and figure out with my husband trying one and me trying with the other to solve it. I gotcha. Okay, so she's trying to figure out. She's got 2 colorways of the Puzzle Mystery Quilt Flyaway, and so she and her husband are working on trying to figure out what it looks like. And so one's working on one colorway, and the other one's working on another colorway. I have an idea on how it's supposed to go. Like, I'm pretty sure I understand, like, what the final image is going to look like, but I just don't know how to get there because I really haven't had time to sit down and work on it. Natasha says, are you using the teleprompter? I am using the teleprompter. Does it not look like I'm looking at y'all? I'm worried that I'm not looking at y'all whenever I'm reading comments. Me too, I'm trying to get Wild West to the gal who will quilt it next week. I love my Wild West. That's actually one that's currently on my bed right now. I've got the Wild West laying on my bed at the moment. And actually, now that it's October, I need to actually rotate that one out for the Halloween Cotton Cuts Village Green that I did. I need to rotate. I rotate my quilts pretty semi-frequently, so I need to shift it. Love Lovingly says, I'm not going to lie, I want to see you guess bad, Ian. If there were just more hours in the day, you know, if there were only more hours in the day. I have a pretty good idea of like what the shape is going to be. I just can't quite fit the pieces together to make it work. Natasha, yay, I just couldn't tell right away and not sure where you put it. What did I put? Natasha, what did I put? What, huh? What just, oh, okay. I couldn't tell right away and not sure where you put it. Yeah, okay. I gotcha. She's talking about the teleprompter. Yes, I am using the teleprompter. If I am in this room, I'm able to use the teleprompter. I actually used it during the monthly recap video. I put all of my bullet points up on the teleprompter so that way I could, because normally I'm looking at my phone to remind me like what I did during the month. And so I was able to put all the bullet points up here and look at it, and it made it so much easier. Susan says, as I had to get my brakes fixed and now new tires, can't afford the long armor. Oof, yeah. That takes a pretty penny, doesn't it? Takes a pretty penny. Okay. All right, I think we're going to finish this. I actually think I need some more of these black rectangles. I think I'm going to run out. But I'm going to finish this last one, and then I think we are going to end the live stream for today. I'm going to try my hardest. I've got a busy week ahead of me. Lots of stuff going on. Wednesday, I've got to go pick up the items from the state fair for both Becca and I. So got that going on Wednesday. And then I've got some stuff going on this week. I got a couple of meetings this week after work. So after I leave work, I've got more work. So there's a lot going on this week, but I'm going to try my hardest to get everything squared away for the live stream next week. I'm going to try and have all the blocks ready to go so that way we can have a finished quilt top by the time we end the stream next Sunday. So hopefully we won't have to drag it out into 3 weeks this time. Hopefully we can get it done in just 2. My quilter, i.e. me, says Shelby, is very far behind and still needs to quilt my something puzzle mystery quilt. Which one was that one? She's corrected. Not all, not... Oh, all. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I was like, Shelby's saying that she still needs to quilt all of her puzzle mystery quilts. Autocorrect, unfortunately, got her. It happens sometimes, Shelby. Although, I feel like you had it the worst when you put bra into the chat. I don't even remember what word you were trying to type, but it came out bra instead. Oh, boy. Cotton Cuts needs to do a Halloween in not art gallery fabric. I like the art gallery. That's the one I did for Village Green, and I liked the art gallery. I thought it was nice. But I know that some people don't like art gallery fabric, and that is perfectly okay. Lynn says, I think I must be behind in the live, but I'm working on my second colorway of Wild West. If life would slow down for me, I can sew. I'm on step 6 on both. I feel that so hard, Lynn. I wish I could catch up. I'm hoping over like Christmas break, I'm going to take a couple of days off of work. So I'm hoping like the week of Christmas, I can catch up on some projects and actually get some stuff done. The mountain of cleaning that needs to happen. If only y'all could see off camera what's over here. It's stupid. Stupid how much is over here and how much needs to get put away and all that kind of stuff. So, Anywho, Linda says that I hope this isn't a typo or an autocorrect, but I think she says she is a fan of art gallery too. I like it. I do like it. Linda says that she was way behind, but she thinks she's caught up now. She must have watched in like 2 times speed. All right. Show us, Ian. Show you what? What am I showing you? What am I showing you, Banana Joe? What do I need to show you? Layla says that she collects art gallery fabric, but have yet to use it. M. Smith says it's time for dinner. Hope you'll have a fabulous week. M. Smith, what are we making for dinner? I don't know. I would love to know. The mess. Oh, no, I'm not going to show you the mess, Banana Joe. Absolutely not. That is not happening. I can just tell you, if you were just able to see over here, you would see the mess. You would see the mess. I did finally, I mentioned this earlier on the live stream, I did finally, Jonathan was kind enough to send me some of the Libs Elliott fabric, and I finally got it onto some comic book boards, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this fabric, but it's got cute little bats on it. Look at that, it's so cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to make some kind of fun. There's 3 yards and then 2 half yards, which, Jonathan, thank you. It's very kind of you. So at some point, I got to do something fun with that, so... Lily says, I'm very late to the party, but I wanted to say hi. Hi, Lily. Show the blocks you finished yesterday. I didn't do any sewing yesterday, Karen. I don't have anything. I don't have anything to show except for the blocks that we worked on today. So we got these blocks done today, and we will continue working on them. So Sandra says that she has some of the green moth one. It's fun fabric. It's really fun fabric. I love this block so much. Oops, it's upside down now. I mean, just look at those little animals. They're so cute. Oh, I love it so much. So anyways, that's what we got done today. There's the straw. That's what we got done today, plus this stack back here, which is going to keep growing as I still have more to work on. So I will work on that hopefully during the week. That's all we got for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love each and every one of you. Come back next week. Let's continue working on this. And as we get deeper and deeper into spooky season, Next weekend, I think I'm going to a witchy market. I don't know. We'll see on Saturday. So we'll talk about that on Sunday, and I'll tell you everything that I saw. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you next week. Remember, guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer. Bye, everyone.